At 3:47 a.m. on a Tuesday morning, 78-year-old Margaret Chen collapsed in her kitchen. She lay there for 14 hours before anyone found her. The paramedics said she was lucky to be alive. But here's what they didn't tell you. Margaret's story isn't unique. Every single day, thousands of elderly people face medical emergencies completely alone, with no one to help them. Now, you might think this is just another sad story about aging, but you're wrong. Margaret's collapse wasn't caused by her age. It was caused by 5 critical mistakes that most people make when they find themselves growing old alone. And the shocking truth, these same mistakes are probably being made by someone you know right now. Society tells us that growing old alone is inevitable for many people. That isolation, declining health, and dependency are just part of the aging process. But what if I told you that's complete nonsense? What if the secret to thriving in your golden years, even when you're completely alone, comes down to just 5 simple strategies that anyone can implement? You'd be shocked to discover how many people ignore these 5 things, thinking they're not important until it's too late. But the people who do follow them, they're not just surviving their later years. They're absolutely thriving, staying healthier and more independent than people half their age. Let's find out what these 5 life-changing strategies are. Because by the end of this video, you'll have everything you need to ensure your golden years are truly golden, whether you're surrounded by family or completely on your own. Strategy 5. Create your emergency safety network. Number 5 might surprise you because it's not what most people think of when they hear staying healthy alone. You might think health is just about diet and exercise, but look closer. The number 1 predictor of survival in elderly emergencies isn't physical fitness, it's having a reliable safety network. Here's a shocking statistic: 35% of adults over 65 live alone. And among those who experience medical emergencies, the ones with established safety networks are 73% more likely to receive help within the critical first hour. That's not just a number, that's the difference between life and death. But guess what? Creating this network doesn't mean you need family nearby or dozens of friends. You'd be shocked how simple and effective a proper safety network can be. First, establish daily check-ins with at least 2 people. This could be a neighbor, a friend, or even a local community center volunteer. The key is consistency and redundancy. Second, invest in medical alert technology. I'm not talking about those old, "I've fallen and can't get up" commercials. Modern medical alert systems can detect falls automatically, monitor vital signs, and even connect you to emergency services through your smartphone. The technology has advanced so much that some systems can predict medical emergencies before they happen. Third, create what I call a wellness schedule with your local community. Many areas have programs where volunteers make regular wellness calls or visits. You'd be amazed how many communities offer these services for free. You just need to know where to look. Remember Margaret from our opening? After her accident, she implemented all 3 of these strategies. 6 months later, when she had another medical episode, her safety network kicked in immediately. Her neighbor noticed she missed their morning coffee chat. The medical alert system detected irregular heart rhythms, and emergency services were at her door within 12 minutes. She's now 82 and healthier than ever. Before we continue to number 4, make sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that notification bell. We're constantly researching and sharing life-changing health strategies that most people never hear about, and you won't want to miss what's coming next. Strategy 4. Master the art of social connection without dependency. Number 4 is where most people get it completely wrong. You might think that staying socially connected when you're older means becoming dependent on others or being a burden, but that's exactly backwards. The healthiest elderly people who live alone have mastered what researchers call interdependent social connection. Here's what will shock you. Studies show that elderly people with strong social connections have a 50% increased likelihood of survival compared to those with poor social relationships. That's equivalent to quitting smoking or losing weight in terms of health impact. But here's the kicker. It's not about how many people you know. It's about the quality and structure of those connections. The secret is becoming a social contributor, not just a social receiver. You'd be surprised how this completely changes your mental and physical health. When you're giving value to others, your brain releases different chemicals than when you're just receiving help. This isn't feel-good psychology, This is hard neuroscience. So how do you do this? First, identify skills or knowledge you have that others need. Maybe you're great at budgeting, you know how to garden, or you have decades of professional experience. Local community centers, libraries, and online platforms are desperate for people with real-world experience to share knowledge. Second, join or create what I call mutual support circles. These are small groups of people who meet regularly to share resources, skills, and support. Unlike traditional support groups that focus on problems, these groups focus on solutions and mutual benefit. Everyone contributes something, everyone receives something. Third, embrace technology for meaningful connection. I'm not talking about mindlessly scrolling social media. I'm talking about video calls with purpose, online communities centered around your interests, and digital volunteering opportunities. You'd be shocked how many elderly people are thriving by teaching online, courses, mentoring young professionals, or participating in virtual book clubs. The key is structure and purpose. Random social interaction is nice, but purposeful social contribution is life-changing. When you're contributing value to others, you maintain your sense of identity and purpose, which directly impacts your physical health through reduced stress hormones and increased motivation to take care of yourself. Strategy 3. Develop your personal health monitoring system. Number 3 is absolutely critical, and most people get this dangerously wrong. You might think that monitoring your health when you're alone means just going to regular doctor appointments, but that's like trying to drive a car by only looking in the rearview mirror. Here's a statistic that should terrify you. The average elderly person experiences 14 days of symptoms before seeking medical attention. 14 days. You'd be shocked to learn that most serious health conditions in elderly people could be prevented or treated much more effectively if caught within the first 48 hours of symptoms. But guess what? The people who stay healthiest as they age alone have developed what I call a personal health monitoring system that catches problems before they become emergencies. And it's not complicated, it's just systematic. First, learn to track your baseline metrics daily. I'm talking about simple things like your resting heart rate, blood pressure, weight, sleep quality, and energy levels. You don't need expensive equipment. A basic blood pressure cuff, a scale, and a smartphone app can track most of what you need. The key is consistency and knowing what's normal for you. Second, understand your body's early warning signals. Every person has unique patterns that indicate something's wrong before major symptoms appear. Maybe your sleep gets disrupted 3 days before you get sick, or your appetite changes before blood pressure spikes. You'd be amazed how predictable your body becomes when you start paying attention. Third, create what I call health decision trees. These are simple if-then protocols you create in advance for different scenarios. For example, if my blood pressure is above X for 2 consecutive days, I call my doctor immediately. Or if I feel dizzy when standing up more than twice in one day, I check my medications and hydration levels. The most important part, document everything. Keep a simple health journal. It can be as basic as notes on your phone. When you do need medical attention, having weeks or months of data makes you incredibly valuable to healthcare providers. They can spot patterns and make better decisions much faster. You'd be shocked how many medical emergencies could be prevented with just 15 minutes of daily health monitoring. It's not about becoming obsessed with your health. It's about becoming the CEO of your own health management company. Strategy 2. Build your independent living infrastructure. Number 2 is where we separate the people who thrive alone from those who merely survive. You might think that preparing to live independently as you age is about making your home safer with grab bars and ramps. But that's just scratching the surface. Here's what will blow your mind. Research shows that elderly people who proactively modify their living environment reduce their risk of serious injury by 68% and maintain independence 3.2 years longer than those who make changes reactively. The secret is creating what I call anticipatory independence infrastructure. This means setting up systems now that will support you later, even if you don't need them yet. You'd be surprised how small changes today can prevent major problems tomorrow. First, automate your essential systems. I'm talking about automatic bill pay, prescription delivery services, grocery delivery, and home maintenance contracts. The goal is to eliminate as many routine tasks as possible that could become difficult or dangerous later. You want your energy focused on living, not on logistics. Second, create redundancy in everything critical, multiple ways to communicate, multiple sources for essential supplies, multiple backup plans for transportation. You'd be shocked how many elderly people get stuck in dangerous situations simply because they had only one way to handle essential needs. Third, invest in smart home technology that grows with you. Modern smart home systems can monitor your daily patterns, detect emergencies, control lighting and temperature automatically, and even remind you to take medications. The key is choosing systems that can be upgraded and expanded as your needs change. But here's the part most people miss. Your infrastructure needs to be invisible and automatic. The best systems work in the background, supporting your independence without requiring your attention. Fourth, establish relationships with service providers before you need them. Find a reliable handyman, a trustworthy house cleaner, a good local pharmacy, and a transportation service. Build these relationships while you're healthy and capable so they're ready when you need them. The people who age successfully alone don't wait until they need help to set up these systems. They build them proactively, test them regularly, and upgrade them continuously. It's like having insurance for your independence. Strategy 1. Develop your physical and mental resilience protocol. Number 1 is the foundation that makes everything else possible. And it's not what most people think. You might believe that staying physically healthy as you age alone is about joining a gym or following a strict diet. But you're missing the bigger picture. Here's a statistic that should change how you think about aging. People who maintain what researchers call functional resilience, the ability to recover quickly from physical and mental setbacks, live an average of 7.5 years longer and maintain independence 12 years longer than those who don't. But functional resilience isn't about being the strongest or the smartest. It's about being the most adaptable. The secret is developing what I call a resilience protocol, a systematic approach to maintaining and recovering your physical and mental capabilities. You'd be shocked how simple and effective this can be when done correctly. For physical resilience, focus on 3 key areas: balance, strength, and cardiovascular health. But here's the twist. You don't need a gym membership or expensive equipment. The most effective exercises for elderly people can be done at home with nothing but your body weight and maybe a resistance band. Balance training is absolutely critical because falls are the leading cause of injury-related death in people over 65. Simple exercises like standing on one foot, walking heel to toe, or doing Tai Chi movements for just 10 minutes a day can dramatically improve your balance and reduce fall risk. Strength training doesn't mean lifting heavy weights. It means maintaining the muscle mass and bone density you need for daily activities. Bodyweight exercises, resistance bands, and even household items can provide effective strength training. The key is consistency, not intensity. For cardiovascular health, the goal is maintaining your body's ability to deliver oxygen efficiently. This could be walking, swimming, dancing, or even vigorous housework. You'd be amazed how much cardiovascular benefit you can get from activities you might already be doing. But here's what most people completely ignore. Mental resilience is just as important as physical resilience. Your brain needs exercise just like your muscles do. This means challenging yourself with new learning, problem-solving activities, and creative pursuits. Learn new skills regularly. It could be a language, a musical instrument, a craft, or even new technology. The act of learning creates new neural pathways and maintains cognitive flexibility. You'd be shocked how much this impacts your overall health and independence. Practice stress management techniques daily. This isn't optional when you're aging alone, it's essential. Chronic stress accelerates aging and increases disease risk dramatically. Whether it's meditation, deep breathing, journaling, or prayer, find techniques that work for you and use them consistently. Most importantly, maintain a sense of purpose and future planning. People who have goals and plans for the future, even small ones, maintain better physical and mental health than those who don't. It could be as simple as planting a garden for next spring or learning a new recipe each month. The key to all of this is creating a daily routine that incorporates physical activity, mental stimulation, and stress management. It doesn't have to be complicated or time-consuming, but it does need to be consistent. Remember Margaret from the beginning of our video. She's now 82 and implementing all 5 of these strategies. She has a robust safety network, contributes value to her community through volunteer tutoring, monitors her health proactively, has automated most of her daily logistics, and maintains a daily resilience protocol that keeps her physically and mentally sharp. But here's what's really amazing. Margaret isn't unique. Thousands of people are using these exact strategies to not just survive aging alone, but to thrive in ways that would shock their younger selves. The truth is, growing old alone doesn't have to mean growing old lonely, sick, or dependent. With the right strategies implemented proactively, your later years can be some of the most fulfilling, healthy, and independent years of your life. If this video has given you valuable insights, make sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that notification bell. We're constantly researching and sharing strategies that can transform your health and life, regardless of your age or circumstances. What's your biggest concern about aging alone? Let us know in the comments below. Your question might inspire our next video. And if you know someone who could benefit from these strategies, share this video with them. Sometimes the most valuable gift we can give someone is the knowledge that can change their life. Remember, it's never too early or too late to start implementing these strategies. Your future self will thank you for taking action.